The American Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, was a pivotal conflict in United States history. It was primarily a war over states' rights and slavery, and it resulted in the abolition of slavery and the preservation of the Union. Here's an overview of the war's causes, key events, and outcomes. Background and causes. The roots of the American Civil War lay in deep-seated differences between the northern and southern states, particularly over the issues of slavery, states' rights, and economic interests. Slavery. The Southern economy was heavily dependent on agriculture, particularly the labor-intensive cultivation of cotton, which relied on enslaved African Americans. In contrast, the Northern economy was more industrialized and less reliant on slavery. Over time, the North and South developed increasingly divergent views on the morality and legality of slavery. States' rights. Southern states believed that they had the right to govern themselves and make their own decisions about slavery, without interference from the federal government. The North, on the other hand, supported a stronger central government and opposed the expansion of slavery into new territories and states. Election of Abraham Lincoln. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln, a member of the anti-slavery Republican Party, was elected President of the United States. His election was seen as a direct threat to the institution of slavery, leading several Southern states to secede from the Union. Secession and the start of the war. In response to Lincoln's election, South Carolina became the first state to secede from the Union on December 20, 1860. Over the next few months, 10 more Southern states followed suit, forming the Confederate States of America, with Jefferson Davis as their president. The war began on April 12, 1861, when Confederate forces fired on Fort Sumter, a federal fort in Charleston, South Carolina. This attack prompted Lincoln to call for 75,000 volunteers to suppress the rebellion, leading more states to join the Confederacy and marking the official start of the Civil War. Key battles and campaigns. First Battle of Bull Run. 1861, the first major battle of the war, fought in Virginia, resulted in a Confederate victory and shattered the North's hope of a quick war. Battle of Antietam. 1862, fought in Maryland. It was the bloodiest single day in American military history, with over 22,000 casualties. Although tactically inconclusive, it halted the Confederate invasion of the North and provided Lincoln with the opportunity to issue the Emancipation Proclamation. Emancipation Proclamation, 1863, issued by Lincoln after the Battle of Antietam. This executive order declared the freedom of all enslaved people in Confederate-held territory. It shifted the focus of the war to the moral issue of slavery and discouraged European powers from supporting the Confederacy. Battle of Gettysburg. 1863, a turning point in the war. This battle was the largest and deadliest of the Civil War. The Union victory ended General Robert E. Lee's second invasion of the North and is often cited as the high watermark of the Confederacy. Siege of Vicksburg. 1863, the Union's capture of Vicksburg, Mississippi, after a long siege, gave the Union control of the Mississippi River, effectively splitting the Confederacy in two. Sherman's March to the Sea. 1864, General William Tecumseh Sherman led a devastating campaign of total war across Georgia, destroying infrastructure and civilian property to break the Confederacy's will to fight.